This is a customer services announcement. This perm has been homemade due to the coronavirus lockdown. Please excuse the unproduced, one take, no further production. I endeavour to be back in the studio with the producer as soon as possible. Thank you, Megan Chapman, aka MCMC Spoken. The Coronation. Ironic, whilst in social isolation, the first time I felt connected to my nation. I'm feeling both the yin and yang, so much blaming and shaming, and it's in our culture, social handlers provide its backing. It's us and them, self-divides keep happening. It's like the voting pattern all over again. Everyone's got a social commenting, like social distancing, whether you've stuck to the suggested hour when exercising, listing what we're not doing. Government knew months ago. Let down, not protected, here we go. A giant shit show. Confused, I try to work out what I don't know. Cleverly worded daily speeches greet us. In the meantime, when did I start conforming? It's worrying. I'm nodding along to Boris Johnson, surprisingly liking where he's coming from. It was mentioned to me, maybe it's not as simple as being right or left. There's a lot I don't get, and most of both sides I reject. Set on each other a burning flag, turn their back. Business as usual, keep the rich fat. Stolen lives, there's no payout to fix that. The NHS is similarly becoming a war hero's equivalent. Funny it takes a pandemic to get true recognition. The privatisation meant they're buying back their own bed. The Queen's risen her head, be the face for this nightmare. Historically, after the Welsh mining disaster, she wasn't there. She flew down too late, delaying the death stare. Embedded on our currency, arguably still bringing it in. On a personal note, I connect with our sovereign. And I loved her offerings of words, she is living history to me. Empathy, I imagine her internal sufferings and difficulties. Ring-fence puppetry in an unreachable kingdom. Identify with this hanging off her words well written. Whilst Boris has been rushed off to the hospital wing. It's private on private, in private, I'm guessing. Equality is a word which we've preserved and never felt coming. Step away, we're practicing social distancing. This has been happening for years at number 10. We had boxes around us and certification long before the pandemic stepped in. Communities at last finding hubs of power. We've got you family, neighbour. We've got you friend, I've clocked you stranger. And before this would have never happened. Connection, different parts of a chained anchor. Never found it easier to say thank you. My community in unity, around the globe speaking more open and fluently, loosely exposing the best and worst when hurt. Grief will always do this, a familiar feeling surges. I found myself reminded having cited those unreachable words. Pink and blue skies doesn't suit the mood. Why is the weather always beautiful for funerals? Personally, my moral compass is unsure, lost like in thick fog on dark moor. Compassion and empathy have hit an all-time need. Harboured intolerance has opened its floodgates from what I can see. I'm conflicted by the tone close to home. Drone footage capturing examples out of you and me. Whilst back up the line at number 10, it's been locked down for years. Now we need them, let's renew visas. Jesus, it took more than 2 wars and all the help back then to teach us. Still, we voted for the blue boards in fields meeting waste-damaged rivers, whilst pesticides continue killing us. All noticing, appreciating the improvement of pollution outdoors. I just can't comprehend it will change when we return to normal. Already seen next holiday destination tweets. I work hard, I deserve more hashtags, news feeds. I want to believe in change, but I feel consumerism entitlement has paved its way into our core until the very end. Grounded, the planet's ecosystem reminds me that this is war. It's re-showing us its beauty, no longer silenced by our tread. This won't be the first pandemic to wash upon our shores. We're at global crisis tipping point. This disaster marks much more. How much nicer life is when we preserve all life's very core. Will the planes line up on the floor like the corpses at the morgue? The untouchable sets of golden wings for once are commonly ignored. Right now, the NHS is a beaming metaphor. Frontline key workers serve us at 8 p.m. We clap as drops of sweat fall down the kiosk worker's back. And the bus drivers drive on knowing the virus may attack. We're trapped, set out to destroy our pack. Leading experts, but we deport it to make extra. I run my finger over the Union Jack and try to recognize the texture. Kindness is our biggest antivirus. Suffering we can awaken in the dark. We're not one or the other. Our shadow carries the same light mark. Middle-class views circulate in my ears. Submission to my own privileges. Mine is obvious as a primary school well-done badge. Joined in the bulk buying and pretend I hadn't had. The privileged drive out to join us in the country to ride it out. Shh, just rest your weary, valued head. Domestic violence will rise, victims cry, muffled in self-isolation. The cufflinks were on long before the coronavirus came in. Following orders has built borders. Killed billions under military, this is what war does. So Meg, stop fucking nodding your head along, use your brain and tongue. It's only a matter of time before fascism. We'll be fucked if we keep skipping along. As lost as we may feel, searching for a new door, we can't return through the same one, but remember, it was broken long before.